welcome to H2 Swole. Today I'm by myself, which is bad news because there's nobody else here, but it's good news because there's nobody else to argue with my opinion, so you have to take my advice. Louis rarely disagrees with me. So good news is this week, guys, I'm down to 302, so going back in the right direction. Next week we're going to continue to go down. Did really good on calories this week. Had an average of like 2,300 calories a day. My protein levels were still a little low, but I'm working on that. We are going in the right direction. So progress there. This week we actually have 4 questions, which is another reason why it's cool it's just me, because you're going to have to listen to what I have to say. So that's kind of cool. The first question is from Sheena and Corbin. Says, if I'm sore after a workout, is it best to skip a day or should I just push through the pain? That's a really good question, and that's actually a question people ask a lot. Personal trainers get asked that question all the time, actually. Basically, what you're experiencing is DOMS. DOMS is basically delayed onset muscle soreness. There'll be a lot of trainers and a lot of knowledgeable people throw words at you like lactic acid buildup, but I'm going to tell you what it really is and what's really going on in your body, okay? So basically, when you work out, anything new or anything challenging to your body, it creates these microscopic damage to the muscles, right? And when there's microscopic damage to the muscle has to rebuild. It has to heal. So during this healing process, there's inflammation also involved. So what you're feeling is basically your muscles preparing for, what you're going to do to them. Basically, it's like, say like this troop like came through the castle wall, and they took them down, and then they decided, hey, that's probably going to happen again. So they rebuild that section of the wall a little bit stronger than last time to avoid it being penetrated again. So basically your muscles are preparing themselves to, take the punishment again. That's what it means to get stronger, So basically your question is it okay to work out while you're sore? The answer to that question is yes and no. If you're sore, and it's been 72 hours since you worked that specific muscle, then go ahead and work out, especially if you can do full range of muscle, just feeling sore. If you're feeling more than soreness, if you can't complete a range of motion, and you know your body better than others do, there's a difference between soreness and damage. If you've got something pulled, strained, broken, you'll be able to tell the difference. But the best thing I can suggest, there's some people that just get sore every time, just crazy sore every time they work out. Some people don't. It's just so different bodies, they react differently. That does not gauge muscle gains and whether you're making gains or not. That's something us old school guys like to say, oh, if we don't get sore, we didn't work hard enough. That's not necessarily true. That's just something we like to tell ourselves, and we like to work hard enough to get sore. There's some truth in it, but, if you don't get sore, you still had a good workout, then you're making progress. The DOMS and muscle building are not, necessarily directly linked, But anyways, so I suggest after you work out to stay active. The worst case of DOMS is when let's say I do legs on Monday, and then the next day I'm like, oh man, I kicked butt on legs. I'm just going to lay here on the couch all day today. Well, that's the worst thing you could possibly do to those muscles, is because they're just going to set up and they're going to get a lot sore than what they would have been if you'd have went out and went for a long walk or something. When you go back to the gym the next day, let's say you did legs today. When you go tomorrow, you're going to want to work, upper body somewhere. You don't want to work them every day, unless you're doing really light workouts and you're going for endurance or something, but still. But I would suggest, even if you skip a workout, then I would do a warm-up at the house, whatever you do for warm-ups, push-ups, jumping jacks, stuff like that. Because if you get the blood flowing through your muscles, that's going to help flush that out. That's going to help them repair quicker. So that's my answer to that. Thank you, Sheena, for your question. If I didn't answer it, feel free to comment below or message me, either one. Next question is from Mackenzie in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Says, I am trying to get in shape for a standard fitness test. Where do I start with weights or cardio? This is a question right down my alley, kinda, Mackenzie, because I helped quite a few people over the years pass military PT tests. So I haven't necessarily worked with a lot of girls, but I have worked a lot with my wife and a few others, and I can tell you that working out with her, she's increased her push-up ability quite a bit, which is usually the weakest point for a woman is push-ups. I don't know if you're talking about a military PT test or if you're talking about a different type of standard physical training test, but basically the best thing you could possibly do for get ready for a PT test is strength training. Strength training, like push-ups, pulling tires, strapping a sled on, anything, just endurance and strength combined training. But if you're just trying to get ready for, say, a PT test, let's say you got running, push-ups and sit-ups, right? Okay, you're going to want to take the test that you're going to be taking. Go ahead and take the test. That way you can assess yourself and see where you got to work in. You know what I mean? What areas that you are weak in, that's what you need to work on. So, and then keep the other stuff up while you're doing that. So if you're just worried about preparing for this test, let's say you've got to do 80 push-ups on the test, right? I would honestly suggest doing 80 push-ups a day. Now, you can't do 80 push-ups right from the get-go. That's okay. You just do however many sets it takes you to get to 80 push-ups. You understand what I mean? Like, let's say you can do 5 push-ups. So you just do that many sets, throughout the day until you get to that. You can also put, if you got a bench press, you can put the max amount of weight you can get on a bar and get 10 reps out of, okay? Do that and do like 6 to 8 reps and do like, 4 to 6 sets, stuff like that. Another thing to increase your push-ups, this is going to sound crazy, but you need to do some pulling exercise, Mackenzie. Like girls, they're different from guys. Like your posture kind of comes inward. You got mammary glands, all that stuff that we don't have to deal with. So there's a reason why you guys can't just naturally do push-ups like we do, and that's cool. I know a lot of girls who can do a lot more push-ups than I can. I'm not trying to say anything bad there, but I'm just saying in general. You need to do a lot of pulling exercises, right? So as you're strengthening your pushing, you're also going to be strengthening your pulling exercises, and because of that, you're going to be able to do more push-ups. Your form's going to be more correct. As far as the sit-ups go, that's just a lot of core. I mean, planks, sit-ups. I mean, it's your basic. You're going to want to do a lot of body exercises, to get ready for this. And running is just something you got to get out there and do. I mean, that may not be an issue for you. It always has been with me. Like when I need to build up from not running for a long time, which I usually do, I'll start off with sprints. Like let's say I walk the turns on a track and then sprint the straightaways, and just eventually build up like that. That's a good way to do it. Starting off slow and trying to go long distance, either one. But Mackenzie, if you got something more specific that you want me to hit, or something might be on your test that I didn't even touch, just hit me up. You can comment below, or email me, or anybody else that has any questions or issues with that stuff, because I can actually put together like a little plan to help you get ready for that PT test. Depending on like how long you got to take it, depends on how good you can, do on it, and how much time you have to get ready. Depends on, how much strength you can build up in that area. So, if you're talking it's in 3 weeks from now, there's really not much you can do except for light workouts and stretch and try not to get sore and cross your fingers, honestly. I'm just, that's the, but anyway, my buddy Matt from Corbin, he wants to know what is the best way to shock the muscle. I know you guys have heard us mention that a couple times on the other shows. Basically, shocking the muscle is what somebody wants to do that's hit a plateau. They feel like they're not going anywhere, so they want to change something up to feel like they're making some movement, or they're progressing slowly, so they want to go get a little bit, quicker and feel what they were feeling before they hit the plateau. So basically, you're going to do the exact opposite of what you're doing. If you are doing high reps and low weight, like if you're one of those guys that hit the gym and you get in there and you do like 20 reps at a time, then you're going to want to quit doing that, and you're going to put some weight on there, and you're going to get it to where you can go between 6 and 10 reps, maximum, and switch up to that style, right? If that's the kind of style that you work out with right now, then it's going to be hard for you, because that means, you're going to have a little bit of ego problem with this, but I need you to switch to, lightweight, hit a lot of reps. So basically you would come in, put on less weight than you usually do, knock out as many reps as you can. And you just try that for a week, 2 weeks, just switch it up. Basically whatever you do now, do the exact opposite for a couple weeks. And then you could come back to what you were doing, and you're gonna feel a little bit of difference. You may just wanna, if you go to the gym and you lift weights, then you may wanna try going outside and doing some strength training. You might want to try flipping some tires, hitting a sledgehammer, dragging pallets, just bear crawls, stuff like that, and then come back, in a couple weeks and hit the gym again. So that's my suggestion there. If you got any more questions, Matt, you can actually just text me or holler at me. You have my number. So, okay, guys. This is actually going to be a long question, so I'm going to cut the video here and do a separate video completely for this. I'll probably upload it at the same time I upload this one, but I don't want this one to go too long. Thank you guys for shooting me questions. Thank you guys for watching. Love y'all. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not joining us on Facebook, go ahead and do that. If you've not been on h2swo.com, a lot of good articles on there, recipes, merchandise, So anyways, thanks for coming, and get out there, guys. Move.